Hey everyone, it's Sonia Sage from UK Spiritual Hour. Um, so, as I'm sure the majority of people know or realise, there are now three new variants. And what I'd like to do is take you on a journey of where those new variants are and what the underlying significance, not necessarily the underlying of these new variants are, but the significance of these regions when we are looking at the activation of planetary gateways and the importance of this new earth that we're birthing. So let's start with the variant of where we are here in the UK. So, what is going on in the UK in terms of it being a planetary gateway? Well, of course, it is the home of the planetary heart chakra. Planetary gateway number one, the omega point for which the age of Aquarius is birthed across the whole entire world. We are really important. Here in the UK, it is we were a very important. We are the place where the age of Aquarius is birthed from. Um, not much more I've to really go into with this. Secondly, another variant found in South Africa. Now, what is interesting in terms of South Africa is that we are looking at the Earth spinner wheel. The planetary gateway there is Table Mountain, which is the Earth spinner wheel or the Earth spinner vortex. And what this, much of what I'm saying will either be direct quotes or my own words, but taken from Robert Kuhn's Earth Chakras. So if we're looking at Table Mountain, it governs the usage of light as a force to develop light. Table Mountain is like the metaphorical planetary round table, or the spiritual round table. There is no hierarchy. All traditions, races, and cultures are respected. That is the purpose of this site in terms of it being, in terms of it activating as a planetary gateway, so that we are living in a world where all traditions, races, and cultures are respected. Now, this is a major issue if we look at the world. If we look at, for example, the role of the UK in destroying traditions, races, and cultures across the world for many centuries, they play an absolute key role in this. When I think of the Earth spinner vortex, for me, the energy of the Earth star chakra comes into it. We're looking at real like Mother Earth energy, Divine Mother, Mother Earth. We've also got in South Africa, although I'm sure it will be within the radius of the planetary Earth spinner wheel. But we've also got the cradle of humankind. Now, the cradle of humankind is known as where the collective umbilical cord is buried. So basically, the umbilical cord of humanity is buried there. Now, please do note that this is not the same as the solar umbilical cord that was activated in Australia. That's completely different. That's a link from heaven to earth or earth to heaven, vice versa. In terms of when we're looking at the cradle of humankind, there There are fossils and goodness knows what that points to the earliest humans. The use of fire being used like a million years ago. But Africa is the birthplace of humanity. Africa, Mama Africa. She is Mother Earth, if we were going to place her on a continent. So yeah, very interesting that a variant has been found there. Now, even more, for me, mind-blowing, is the third variant, or not even the variant. The variant's like whatever kind of thing, but where the third variant has been found, and that is in Brazil. Brazil is very important to us. Brazil is basically going to be the birthplace for the age of Capricorn. This is really important stuff. And the place in Brazil is, I can understand Portuguese, but I can't speak Portuguese. So my pronunciation is going to be terrible, but Recife, Recife. I'm saying it like I'm speaking Spanish. So, but anyway, Recife. And that is where we have the birthplace of the age or the eon of Capricorn in 2000 years time. Now, if we're gonna get even, actually, I'm gonna read this quote out first. By working now, in terms of in relation to working on the activation of the planetary gateway there in Brazil for the age of Capricorn, by working now, we help preserve the health of living Earth through to this future timeline. If the Recife seal is not constructed and activated now, then the future of ecological and spiritual structures of the planet are made less stable. Now, when we're looking at the Recife seal, we have got up until 2025 to get this work done. That ain't long. We've got 4 years left. Now, work has obviously already been done on it, but I'm being told not enough. Work has been done on it, but not enough. So if you think about it, if the work, and this work is basically, it lays the foundation for the Capricorn eon to happen. And that's what happens with each eon at the beginning of a new eon. The energy or the people who are meant to work with it or whatever come along to go to where the next eon 2000 years later is to be birthed, and they put some work into ensuring that happens. So much like however many 2000 years ago, Joseph of Armatria, I don't know if I've got the right word there, came to the UK with the Grail. So what is then, if we're then going to get even more specific in terms of the energy, we then move to where the new variant in Brazil is causing absolute chaos, like health system collapsing, no oxygen, just absolute chaos going on over there. And we are in the biggest city in Amazonia, Manaus, Manaus, Manaus. Now, this Manaus is a planetary gateway. Its activation began 2015 to 2020. It is actually going to be the birthplace of the age of Sagittarius in 4,000 years' time. So, as much as there is a variant in Brazil, and their meant to be birthing, they're actually birthing the next 2 eons, not just Capricorn, but Sagittarius as well. So there's something interesting taking place in all this energy. Now, just to let you know, the mobile third eye chakra, the third eye chakra is basically mobile. So at the moment until 2084, it is here in the UK. It has been here for a good while, and it's got another, 63 years left here. It's been here for 100 odd years already. So what will happen is the planetary third eye chakra, when the eon has been fully integrated and anchored in, and all these planetary gateways have been activated, expanded, and back to their normal flow and activation point by 2084, that is, it's going to then go down to Antarctica, go down to the South Pole, because that is its home. And it's switched off in a sense. As soon as it's time for a new eon to birth, it then moves so it will move in the 4000s, at the beginning of the 4000 period, 4000 AD. It will then move to Recife in Brazil, and then be there for 150 years or so, before then going back to the South Pole and then coming back 2000 years later. But what was my whole point with this though? I mean, one of the big things is that what we're looking at in terms of the energy, social justice, liberty, everlasting life, they're all essential. And these are things that need to take place, because this is not like, when we look at social justice, is there social justice in this world that we live in? Not really, no. Is there liberty? No, not really. So it is really, really interesting to see what is going to take place. Another thing, interestingly, is that this cycle that we're in, so there are 19-year cycles when we're looking at the planetary gateways and the earth chakras, and the cycle we're in ends in 2027 before the new one starts. And funnily enough, the cycle that we're in is the Beijing cycle, with the focus on China. And in terms of that, Beijing is the inspirational world synthesis centre for all planetary sacred site work until Easter 2027. And it's the purpose of it is this world harmony and balance, and a restoration of the lost word of divine will. Now, when we are looking, the way I'm seeing it, this, when we done work at winter solstice, part of the work was clearing the distortion. I'd been told there's so much distortion. Humans are distorted. We've got a distorted view of the world. That will get sent up. We get reflected back with distortion. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing in this. So rather than the balance, the world harmony and balance, we're all getting something, but it's like mucked up so much. The distortion has mucked the energies up so much that illness has become the influence. That's just one theory. I'm sure over the next couple of weeks, Spirit will give me loads more to be working with. But yes, just thought I'd share that first set of thoughts and downloads, really and truly, that's come through to me today. Much love to you all.